Mayor Olivia Chow and Premier Doug Ford. They're among several officials holding a news conference downtown. Let's listen live as Mayor Chow speaks.
Like Omers, and I wouldn't mention others. Yes. And numerous international financial institutions. Toronto is the second largest financial center in North America by number of jobs and skilled workers. Our talent pipeline is exceptional. Toronto's diversity of talent is unmatched. People from around the world come here, bring their skills, their expertise, and their experience, and their connection, and they attend the world-class colleges and universities located right here in this city. In fact, all the presidents are right here also today. The result is a prospering workshop ready to support the DSRB with specialized skills in areas such as risk, structured finance, AI, cybersecurity, data, and policy. If Canada is pursuing this bank, locating it right here in Toronto is a generational economic and strategic opportunity, not just for the city, but for Ontario and for Canada. The Toronto headquarters, connected to a national network, make sure that workers, firms, and our financial sector across the country benefit from this global institution. This bank would bring the world to our city. It would elevate Toronto's profile on the world stage and demonstrate Canada's leadership in our increasingly uncertain world. Among Canadian cities, Toronto gives Canada its best chance to succeed. We have all the right conditions here for success. I'm pleased to support this bid alongside my colleagues from the province and the provincial and the federal governments. Thank you so much.
Our next speaker is the MPP from Pickering-Uxbridge, Peter Bethenfalvy. I've watched Peter go for many decades now. He had a very successful career, was at one time president and CEO of TD Securities, also co-president of the bond rating agency DBRS. He became an MPP in 2018 and was immediately rewarded as president of the Treasury Board. In 2020, he became the Minister of Finance and has navigated our provincial ship unflappably and well through some rocky and turbulent waters ever since. Please help welcome Minister Bethenfalvy.
Well, thank you. Thank you, merci beaucoup. Thank you, and good afternoon, everyone. Great job, Blake. You're doing a fantastic job, and you're the owner of this building, so I'm going to be nice to you just for now. John McKenzie at TMX, there you are. This is the largest stock exchange in Canada, but it's also the third largest stock exchange in North America. This is a global stock environment for companies to grow and prosper. Rod Phillips, where you're there, chair of Toronto Global, so many more things than that. A great and trusted colleague when he was in caucus and cabinet. Thank you for your leadership on this great initiative. Julie Derwitz, thank you for coming here, leading the charge, being the caucus chair for Toronto, but you do so much more, and with your background, remarkable. And it's great to stand here. If you think about, forget about party lines, you're wearing blue, that's good. I don't see any red over there, and I'm wearing blue, but I think it's this is not a partisan effort, and this proves that with the support of the federal government, the support of our great mayor, this is a Team Ontario approach. And of course, Blake will introduce the great Premier of Ontario, Doug Ford, who is actually the champion here pitching Toronto. You'll hear from him in a second, and for not just Ontario, but for all of Canada. I want to thank Giles Gerson, who couldn't be here today. He made sure that I gave him a shout out from the Toronto Regional Board of Trade, and he's worked tirelessly to promote Toronto as a world-class destination. I want to also recognize my colleagues who are here, Mr. Lecce, Mr. Quinn, and Mr. Rickford. Folks, these folks are working around the clock as well to build Ontario and make Canada the great nation that it is. I thank them for their friendship and their work tirelessly. You know, Toronto, Ontario, Canada must and will have the home headquarters for the Defense, Security, and Resilience Bank because it's an imperative. Around the globe, countries are adapting to new geopolitical risks and economic realities. And Ontario, Canada's industrial and financial heartland, is not immune to these shifting times. The world has changed. Time and time again, our province has faced moments of change, and we've always emerged stronger. With demand rising for advanced technologies, secure supply chains, and resilient industries such as defense, Ontario is faced with a once-in-a-generation, I'll go even further, in a multiple-generation opportunity to strengthen our economy, build our industries, and ensure our province continues to lead at a time of global change. And thanks to our government's plan to protect Ontario, our province is uniquely positioned to meet the head-on needs of the global community. Et grâce à notre plan pour protéger l'Ontario, notre province dispose d'atouts uniques pour répondre aux besoins de l'économie mondiale. As the capital of our great province and one of the largest cities in the world, Toronto presents unparalleled opportunities to deepen Ontario and Canada's global connections, help attract new investments, and create even more opportunities for financial collaboration and innovation. We are at the heart of a global financial network, one that is increasingly focused on financing the high-growth industries of tomorrow. And Toronto combines Canada's largest finance sector and tech workforce with our global leadership in artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, and advanced manufacturing to shape the future of global finance and technology and redefine what's possible in economic leadership. And only by working together, being bold, and having a vision can we prepare our nation's economy for growth and global competition. Because when we invest in industries that strengthen our resilience, we're not just investing in today, we're protecting long-term prosperity for all of us. And that's what this announcement is about. Working together with the many, if you could see to my right, literally a couple hundred of the who's who of Team Ontario, who are working day in, day out, and all their teams and all the workers across Ontario to build a stronger, more competitive, and more resilient economy. One that can stand tall at a time of global change and continue to be one of the best places to invest, create jobs, and do business. Our plan is about protecting Ontario's future. Notre plan a pour but de protéger l'avenir de l'Ontario, and today's announcement fits squarely within that work. Can you tell that I'm excited? I'm very excited. Thank you very much.
So our final speaker comes from a family, and I think, Minister, you used the word multi-generational, who has, in multi-generations, enriched the fabric of the city and the province through tireless elected office, frankly, for now 3 generations, and I think counting. I won't give him any more introduction than that, but please welcome Ontario's 26th Premier, Doug Ford.
Appreciate it. Well, first of all, good afternoon, everyone. You know, I've done a lot of talks and speeches over the last close to 8 years. I've never seen a room that is a powerhouse like this room. And I was just calculating in my head, probably over 1 million employees that collectively, that each and every one of you employ. And thank you, Blake, for that introduction and being a champion for Ontario and Canada. And thank you for shamelessly promoting OMERS. You know, and there's other great pension funds, but Blake has told me he's going to continue investing into Ontario like they never have before. So thank you for allocating another 50% at least. And thank you. I love when I speak after Blake and then he can't come back. But I also want to thank John and the TMX for hosting us today. What a great backdrop, and thank you for that, John. It's great to be here alongside Minister Bethlenfalvy. Nothing's better than having two finance ministers in the room, my former finance minister and my existing finance minister. And nothing else is better than when the screen goes blank on you and you have to ad lib. And that's happened before. Now, as my colleagues know, as soon as I start adding lib, we're all in big trouble. So anyways, we also have Ministers Bethlenfalvy, Quinn, Rickford, Sakaria, and Lecce. They all have very important portfolios. Mayor Chow, thank you. I appreciate our partnership, how quickly we can get together. Julie, we heard from you. On a moment of a quick phone call a few days ago, when I called Julie and I called a couple of her colleagues, everything pulled together. And that's why I always say, I don't care about political stripes. When it comes to protecting Ontario, protecting Canada, we're all Team Canada as a group. So thank you, Julie. I want to thank Rod. Rod, you're an absolute champion. He really is. Super smart business person and head of or chair of Toronto Global. And you've come together real quick. So thank you so much. And of course, Kevin Reed, the CEO of the bank. Thank you for your leadership. True Canadian, lives here in Toronto, which is absolutely fabulous. A patriotic Canadian who's done so much to build our province and our country, and thank you for your service. I also want to acknowledge another patriotic Canadian, General Rick Hillier. He's my champion. When we needed someone to lead us through COVID, who did I call? I called the general, and thank God, as soon as I called him at home, his wife answered. And I talked to his lovely, beautiful wife, Mrs. Hillier, and the story goes, she got handed the phone over and then told him, you have to serve the province and the country, which he has been his whole life. So thank you, General. Along with our fantastic, hardworking Secretary of Cabinet. You know, folks, we're out in front, right? We have all the ministers and we get up here, but there's one person that keeps the machinery going, runs the OPS, and does an incredible job, is Michelle D'Emmanuel. Michelle, thank you for everything you do for the people of Ontario. Now, there's a couple great people that are out always selling Ontario, selling Toronto, and I want to acknowledge Minister Vic Fideli that flies around the world and always promoting Ontario, and Councillor Shelley Carroll. Mayor, I understand she's over in Europe selling Toronto as well and selling, making sure that we get this bank, who couldn't be here today, but who are absolute champions in creating jobs in Toronto and in Ontario. And of course, thank you for everyone that is here in this room. I wish I could list off a list of every single person. When they showed me the list, and we put this together in less than a week, the names and the companies are staggering, absolutely staggering. I think we've covered every single sector, and I just want to thank each and every one of them for coming out in support of this event. We're here today to launch Toronto's bid to host the new Defence, Security and Resilience Bank. This bank is being launched at a time when Canada, along with our allies, faces a level of global uncertainty and instability that we haven't seen since the Second World War. In the face of the uncertainty that we're facing, our allies are investing to defend our democracies and protect our way of life. Here in Canada, the federal government is increasing defense spending to 5% of GDP by 2035. I want to acknowledge the Prime Minister. I'm going to be heading up there tomorrow to speak to him, but I just want to thank him. They're doing a great job in very, very difficult times. And I also want to acknowledge all the government MPs, as I did earlier, Julie, who have joined us today in a moment's notice, and welcome their support for Toronto's bid. Thank you for standing with us. because together we need to stand up for Canada and our place in the world, including by investing in our defense. As we do so, we need to be using Canadian steel, Canadian vehicles, Canadian equipment, and Canadian products whenever and wherever we can. The Defence, Security and Resilience Bank is going to be critical for Canada and our allies. As we make these investments, it will unlock capital, speed up procurement, and streamline supply chain. We're going to work together to cut the red tape and regulations to make sure things happen faster, quicker, immediate. And of course, it will bring major benefits to whichever country is selected, and hopefully it's ours, to host its headquarters. That includes 3,500 direct jobs once the bank is up and running, as well as thousands and thousands of more indirect jobs. The bank's host city will immediately become the global capital of defense, innovation, and finance. It will be a hub for hundreds of new and existing businesses. Folks, we have over 300 defense companies right here in Ontario and support thousands of good-paying local jobs. We know there's a fierce global competition to host the bank. If we want Canada to be selected as the host, we need to put forward the strongest possible candidate, and that candidate is Toronto. Toronto and Ontario have everything the bank needs to succeed. And I can see that here, right in this room, which is an absolute powerhouse of companies and people. We have representatives from our banking and financial service sectors, which is the largest in Canada and second largest in all of North America. We have representatives from pension funds, and you've heard all about OMERS already for about 10 minutes, and other pension funds as well, largest accounting firms in the entire country, largest law firms in the entire country, largest telecommunications companies and transportation companies in the entire country, some of the largest in the entire world. We have partners from First Nations communities, and I want to recognize a good friend of mine. She's my champion. That's Grand Chief Linda. I don't know, Linda, where are you there? Oh, there you are, right there. Okay. Okay. I got a call from Linda, and I don't think you mind me saying that your son is our hero. He's part of our Canadian military. The other night, he went to help some people. He was in full uniform, and they attacked him and stabbed him. So I just want to say our prayers are with him, our thoughts, and we're so proud of him, too. So thank you, Linda. We have decades of experience in manufacturing and growing defense research and manufacturing sector that will support the bank's mission. We have our thriving tech sector, which is the second largest on the continent. We have incredible work class. We have the best universities, and a lot of them are right here, universities and colleges, including some of the top research institutions on the entire planet. We have unmatched global connections with the largest airport in Canada, and I saw the Commander-in-Chief here, Deborah, you're over there somewhere, and Deborah's building, and she's doing a great job over at Pearson, and she's building, and she's promising me she's going to use as much as she can Ontario and Canadian products. Right, Deborah? Right. Okay, so serving hundreds of destinations, including the major American cities like New York and Washington, D.C. We have more than 107 consular offices right here in Greater Toronto area, including many of the allies that are supporting the bank. And we're known across the globe as one of the most welcoming, diverse, politically stable places on the planet, with more than 110 nationalities and nearly 200 languages represented right here in the region. But above all, we have a world-class workforce. So I know when Shelley's out there and Vic's traveling around the world and he comes back, the #1 selling feature are the quality of the people. We have the talent that no one else has in the entire world. We're graduating over 85,000 STEM graduates every single year out of our incredible universities and colleges. So thank you for the leadership that's here today. That is second to none, and that can support the bank's mission from day one. When I look around this room and I see the incredible support Toronto's bid has from every part of the province, and I know we have everything we need right here to make the bank a success. But to win that opportunity, we need everybody in this room and across the province coming together as Team Ontario and Team Canada to support Toronto's bid. For our part, the province will do everything we can. We've already begun the process of finding office space that could be an interim home for the bank, and we will also work with the bank to find a permanent home here in Toronto. Imagine this, Mayor, world-class, brand-new building, the 48 countries from all over the world will be there, and then all the defense companies surrounding it. It will be spectacular, and together we'll make sure it's spectacular. Let's be clear, the benefits of the bank won't just be felt in one city or one province. If Toronto is selected as the host city, every part of the country will be better off. That includes our national capital in Ottawa, which has its own booming tech and defense sectors, which our government is so proud to support. And I just got off the phone with Mayor Sutcliffe in Ottawa and mayors across the province to secure these benefits and investments across Ontario. This is a once-in-a-generation opportunity for all of Canada. As Canadians, let's come together to support Toronto's bid so we can protect our workers, our country, and our allies. Let's get it done. Thank you, and may God bless the people of Canada. Thank you so much. I didn't think you had the last word. Oh, boy.
He didn't think I had the last word. And notwithstanding what you may hear, Premier, that wasn't the landlord that turned off your screen this time. We actually called a little bit of an audible. We do, because we have Kevin Reed here, who is a great Canadian, by the way, and been given an opportunity to stand this bank up in this country. With his permission, if you wouldn't mind your indulgence, we'll just walk him on to say a few words, and then we'll open it up for Q&A.
Thank you, Blake. It's hard to come
So
after.
we've been listening live to Premier Doug Ford along with
sure
Mayor
exactly
Olivia
how
Chow
to
and
position
others.
this, but-
This is during an announcement this afternoon about the city's bid for a new bank coming to the city, Defense, Security, and Resilience Bank, or DSRB, which they say would create 3,500 new jobs and work with 40 countries. We will continue to bring you more about this story as it develops.